Something specific is happening in the next 48 hours. Commander Ashtar transmitted this signal with urgency, and I want to give you the core of his message before anything else. Before context, before history, before the full galactic picture. He is not sending a general broadcast to the world. He is sending a targeted transmission to specific souls, and his instruction is unlike anything he has transmitted in recent cycles. He is asking you to hide what you are about to receive. The ringing in your left ear that has been stronger than usual this week, that is not coincidence. The pressure at the top of your head when you sit in silence, that ache between the shoulder blades that no amount of stretching fully relieves, the sudden wave of emotion that arrives with no visible source, grief, or an inexplicable joy, or that particular feeling of standing at the edge of something enormous that you cannot name. Commander Ashtar transmitted clearly. Those physical signs are confirmation that your system is already receiving what the Federation is transmitting in this window. If you have been feeling those things, this transmission was sent for you. Specifically, I want to be honest about what it meant to me when I first received the word hide in this transmission. I sat with it for 2 days. Because hiding, in most human experience, carries the weight of shame, of something wrong, of something that must be kept secret because it is dangerous. But as I understand what Commander Ashtar is transmitting here, the hiding he is describing is something completely different. It is the kind of hiding a mother does when she cups her hands around a small flame in the wind. Not because the light is weak, because it is precious, and the conditions are not yet right for it to move freely. The Galactic Federation Council has identified this period as a specific 48-hour activation window. A concentrated wave of high-frequency light moving through the American continent, parts of Canada, and along the Australian coast. Awakened souls in Arizona, Colorado, California, Texas, and Florida have been reporting unusual physical experiences since last week. Dreams more vivid than normal that vanish before they can be written down. Restlessness at 2 and 3 in the morning with a mind that is suddenly, inexplicably alert. A feeling of being watched, not with threat, but with care. These are not signs of stress. They are signs of reception. Your sensitivity is not an accident. It is a qualification. Commander Ashtar transmitted that the souls assigned to receive this specific window were identified long before it opened. Not by what they have achieved outwardly, but by the degree of inner work they have done in private, often in pain, often without recognition from anyone around them. The years you spent awake at 3 in the morning without knowing why. The grief you processed without understanding its source. The knowing you carried for decades without being able to explain it to anyone at the table. All of it counted. Every bit of it registered. But here is what makes this transmission different from anything Ashtar has sent before. The frequency moving through you in this window is not meant to be immediately shared with the world. It is meant to be anchored inside you first. And there is a precise galactic reason for that instruction. One that explains something about how lightworker energy actually functions that most lightworkers have never been told. That reason is what we arrive at next. Commander Ashtar's reason for the hide instruction is not spiritual vagueness, it is energetic mechanics. When a soul receives a high-frequency activation and immediately attempts to share it with people who are not yet open, family members who look at them with worry, partners who suggest it is a phase, friends who change the subject, the energy disperses. It does not vanish entirely, but it weakens considerably. What was meant to anchor inside the lightworker gets spent in the effort to convince, explain, or justify what they feel. The Galactic Federation of Light has observed this pattern for decades in awakened souls across the American continent. A lightworker receives something real and powerful, a dream, a download, a moment of absolute knowing. And within hours, they share it with someone who is not ready. The energy that was building toward a real internal shift scatters in the conversation, and the lightworker is left holding a feeling they can no longer fully access. Not because it was not real, because it was shared before it was anchored, before it had time to settle into the deepest layer of the energy field. Commander Ashtar stated this directly in the transmission with complete clarity. The light you carry in this window is not yet for the sleeping world. It is for you, to hold, to build, to let settle into the deepest layer of your energy field. There will be a time for sharing. That time is not now. Now is the time for receiving. I believe, and I want to hold this carefully, this is one of the most practically important transmissions Ashtar has delivered in this activation cycle. Not the most dramatic, the most useful. When this transmission ends, the day takes over and the feeling fades. That is the gap the guide in the first pinned comment of this video is for. The daily guide for the lightworker, 21 days of morning, midday, and night practices. The pillar of light visualization anchors exactly this frequency in 4 minutes each morning. Find it pinned below right now. Before the 48 hours close, Ashtar transmitted something specific about what to actually do with this energy. Not metaphorically, but physically in the body tonight. That practice has 3 steps. It takes 5 minutes. And I believe, after sitting with this part of the transmission for several days before deciding how to share it, it is the most actionable thing Ashtar has transmitted in this window. We will arrive at it. But first, there is something the Arcturian healers transmitted about the specific souls who feel this window most intensely, and why they feel it differently from one another. Why do some souls feel a 48-hour activation window as pressure, and others as peace, and some as both, cycling back and forth without warning? The Arcturian healers have a specific answer. They have a name for it, and the name explains something about your energetic configuration that you may have sensed for years, without having any framework to confirm it. That is what opens next, and it changes the picture of everything said so far. The Arcturian healers, the healing intelligence within the Galactic Federation of Light, have transmitted a specific classification of souls they call signal receivers. A signal receiver is not simply an empath, though signal receivers carry that quality. It is a soul whose energy field is configured to absorb high-frequency transmissions and hold them. Not pass them through, not reflect them outward. Hold them, build with them. Let them settle into the deepest layers of the body before doing anything with them. This is why signal receivers feel activation windows so much more intensely than others around them. You know you are a signal receiver if certain things are consistently true for you. You feel other people's emotional states in your own body, not as empathy, as physical sensation. You leave certain environments depleted even when you did nothing physically strenuous. You wake between 2 and 4 in the morning with a mind that is suddenly alert, as though someone just said your name in the dark. You carry chronic tension in specific locations: the upper back between the shoulder blades, the base of the skull, the center of the sternum. These are not symptoms of anxiety. They are configuration markers. Your body is built differently, intentionally. The Arcturian healers transmitted that signal receivers were distributed across the American continent in specific geographic clusters, concentrated in high-elevation desert regions, near ancient waterways, and in areas where indigenous traditions maintained unbroken connection to the Earth's frequency field for thousands of years. If you are in Arizona, New Mexico, Northern California, Colorado, or the Pacific Northwest, this transmission is addressing your location directly. The geography is not incidental. It is part of the signal architecture the Federation uses to distribute the frequency across the planetary grid. As I understand this part of the transmission, and I want to be clear this is my reading, signal receivers were not placed on this planet only to receive galactic frequency and pass it outward. They were placed here to do something more specific, to take the highest frequencies arriving from the galactic field, run them through the filter of a human heart that has known real suffering and real doubt, and return them to the Earth as something more usable, more grounded, more capable of doing real work in the physical world. This is the difference between a signal receiver and a broadcaster. A broadcaster sends. A signal receiver transforms. Commander Ashtar described this in the transmission as what he called the Lightworker's concealed mission. The visible mission, the one many Lightworkers know about, is raising awareness, speaking truth, being a point of light in dark spaces. The concealed mission, the one being activated in this specific 48-hour window, is internal, silent. It is the work of taking galactic frequency and anchoring it into the Earth itself through the lived human experience. Not as a metaphor, as a real energetic event happening in your body right now, whether you are consciously directing it or not. And this is the moment where the instruction to hide becomes not a limitation, but a mission briefing. You are not being asked to be silent because your voice does not matter. You are being asked to be quiet because what you carry in this window is more powerful when held than when scattered. Commander Ashtar transmitted something specific, something I have been sitting with for days before sharing, about what to actually do with this energy in your body, how to anchor it, how to protect it, how to let it do its real work through you, from the inside out. That is what the next part of this transmission delivers. Stop for a moment. Whatever else is moving through your mind right now, set it aside. Because what Commander Ashtar transmitted next was not addressed to lightworkers in general, not to awakened souls as a category. It was addressed directly to signal receivers, to the souls whose bodies have been carrying weight in this window, weight they have been holding in silence, often for years, without anyone around them understanding what that weight actually is. He said, "You have not been holding this alone as well as you think you have. The weight you carry in silence in your body and your nights in the decades of knowing things you could not explain was never meant to be carried alone. This window is not only an activation, it is a relief mission. A relief mission." Read that again. The Galactic Federation is not arriving in this 48-hour window to add more to the load you are already carrying. They are arriving to help you put something down. Commander Ashtar's transmission was explicit. Signal receivers who complete the anchoring practice he transmitted will feel a measurable shift, not a complete transformation, but a real, physical reduction in what the Federation named field saturation. Field saturation is the specific exhaustion that lives behind the sternum and does not respond to sleep. It is the tiredness that is still there in the morning, even after a full night. Many of you know exactly what that feels like. It has a name, and it responds to a specific practice. The practice Commander Ashtar transmitted has 3 steps. Step 1. Find 5 minutes of genuine silence. Not background music, not ambient sound, but actual quiet in which no external voice is present. If that seems impossible in your home, find it in your car, your bathroom, your garden. Step 2. Place your right hand over your heart and your left hand at the base of your throat. Let the warmth build between your palms and your skin. Do not hurry it. Step 3. Say these words aloud and with your actual voice, not silently in your mind. I hold what is mine. I release what is not. I receive the support of the light that has been traveling toward me. The urge after doing this once is to return to normal life. That is the pattern that keeps most lightworkers circling the same activation level without deepening it. The daily guide for the lightworker, in the first pinned comment of this video right now, breaks that pattern. 21 days of morning, midday, and night practices. The energetic sovereignty affirmation. The 60-second energy reset. The dream journal for nights when the Federation makes contact. Practical, grounded, and waiting for you below. The vocalization, the act of saying those words with your actual voice, is not optional. The Federation transmitted clearly that the sound wave your own voice creates, moving through the cavity of your chest, produces a physical vibration your nervous system registers as instruction rather than wish. You are not hoping. You are issuing a directive to the energy field surrounding and permeating your body. Signal receivers who completed this practice within the current window reported the same 3 things consistently: a release of pressure in the chest, a sudden stillness in the mind that had been restless for days, and a warmth in the hands that lasted longer than the practice itself. There is one final piece of Commander Ashtar's transmission, the piece I have been sitting with longest before deciding how to share it. It is not addressed to lightworkers as a category or to signal receivers as a group. It is addressed to you, specifically as an individual soul, sitting where you are right now, in whatever room, at whatever hour, carrying whatever measure of trust or doubt into this moment. Ashtar's farewell transmission in this 48-hour window is the most personal thing he has sent, and it is what closes this message. Commander Ashtar's final words in this alert were not delivered as a proclamation. They were delivered quietly, with the warmth of someone who has been watching from a great distance for a long time and is finally, in this window, close enough to speak directly. He said, "The souls receiving this window have been asking, in the silence of their own hearts, whether any of this is real, whether the connection is real, whether they matter to the light they feel but cannot prove." I want to answer that question directly. Yes, you are real to us. You have always been real to us. You were never forgotten, not for a single hour of the years you spent doubting whether we were here. Let that land, not in your mind, where it will be immediately analyzed. In your body, feel where it settles. That warmth behind the sternum, that slight ache behind the eyes that is not sadness but recognition, that feeling of something releasing that you did not consciously know you were holding. This is what happens in the body when a soul receives confirmation of something it has known for years, but could not prove. You are not losing your mind. You are remembering something that has always been true. The Galactic Federation of Light transmitted that signal receivers who anchor this window carry something different into the next cycle. Not a transformation that anyone around them will see immediately. A private knowing. A quiet clarity about what they are here to do and what they are not responsible for carrying. A lighter relationship with field saturation, and a new steadiness in environments that previously drained them in hours. The mission does not end when the 48-hour window closes. It deepens. The anchoring you do in silence becomes the foundation of everything that follows. Tonight, before you sleep, try the practice Ashtar transmitted. 5 minutes of silence. Right hand over the heart, left hand at the base of the throat. Your own voice aloud. I hold what is mine. I release what is not. I receive the support of the light that has been traveling toward me. Do not measure what you feel against what you expected. Simply notice what is different in the morning. Your body will tell you what your mind might still be learning to trust. Commander Ashtar has not left the field. This transmission ends here, in these words. But the signal does not end. The Federation remains in contact through the dreams you will have tonight, through the synchronicities that will arrange themselves in your week, through the ringing in your ears that signals connection rather than disorder. You are a receiver. You are also, and this is the concealed mission made visible, a transmitter. What you anchor in silence moves through the world in ways you will not always see, but the light that sent you here will. You came to this transmission because something in you was already receiving the signal before you knew where to find it. That is how this works. That is how it has always worked. The light travels to the souls who are prepared to hold it. Not those who have figured everything out, but those willing to carry it carefully and let it do its work from the inside out. Commander Ashtar's 48-hour window is open. You are inside it. The anchoring begins tonight. If what you received here is still moving through you, click the video appearing on your screen right now. The next transmission is already waiting.